All right, I don't want to victim blame whatsoever, but there is evil in the world. And if you are jogging at 4 in the morning or your significant other is jogging at 4 in the morning, make sure that you are protected and safe and sound.
Absolutely.
All right, survivors, thank you for joining us in another episode. We're going to talk about the tragedy that happened in Memphis last week, the week of Memorial Day, wasn't it? So, yeah, where Eliza Fletcher was, yes, Labor Day, sorry. Eliza Fletcher was kidnapped and murdered, and we're going to talk about that case and some factors in it. This is going to be, we're going to start doing some mini episodes as well. I think it's a good platform. Yeah. You know what? I will. All right. So before we go into that, we're going to talk about our officer fallen page. We've had 175 officers killed in the line of duty this year. More firearm related than vehicle related, but it's still all tragic. So
175 too many.
Yep. So to our fellow officers, we salute you.
Salute to their families and loved ones that suffered this loss. God bless.
So, Eliza Fletcher, she's a marathon runner. She was trying to qualify for the Boston Marathon, and on September 2nd, Friday, she went out running, which I hate running. I think it's just a horrible thing, and I think it's torturous. But some people love it, and they're like, oh, let's run. And then some people love to run at 4 o'clock in the morning, which is, oh.
Well, if you're training for a marathon, you've got to put time in. She's a school teacher.
Yes, she is a school teacher. Kindergarten, 34-year-old young lady, kindergarten teacher.
Probably leaves the house about 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
To go to work.
Right.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
A couple hours training.
The only time.
Yeah, but she gets off from teaching at, let's say, between 4 and 5, and she's home, fix dinner, whatever, and then go for a jog then.
So she should be in the kitchen. Is that what you're saying?
She
has to fix dinner.
I heard.
Wow.
4 a.m.
Yeah, dude, I don't.
Yeah, she had to come home and make breakfast too.
Yeah, that's true. She lives with Ronnie. I mean, the only reason I would ever get up at 4 in the morning if I was going hunting or fishing. That's it. No other reason am I getting up at 4 in the morning.
I got up that time for work.
Well, yeah, I mean, working patrol. So. She's running by the University of Memphis and down Central Avenue about 4:20 in the morning. And later, when the officers were investigating this case, they saw Ring cameras, or I don't know if it was Ring, but doorbell cameras, who spotted her in different surveillance, and she was in the area. And about 7 or so, her husband's like, well, she should be back by now. What's going on here? Calls the Memphis police, and they start a search. And in searching the area and searching for the surveillance cameras, they find that around 4:20 in the morning, they saw this dark-colored GMC Terrain kind of following her, stopping ahead, waiting for her, things like that. And then when she got to a certain point, this guy gets out of the GMC Terrain. There's a struggle, drags her in the car, and takes off. Now, thank goodness, sometimes criminals are idiots or bad luck, because this knucklehead, this scumbag, when he jumps out of the car or during the struggle, he drops some of his slides outside of the car. And
slides, you mean shoes?
No, slides.
Slides.
Shoes.
Okay.
Slippers.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you meant the kind you put in a slide projector.
Oh, aren't we dating ourselves? Slide projector. What is a slide? Wait, what is this slide projector do you speak of?
Okay, like you don't know. Mister, I'm only 5 years younger than you.
Did you do this on the mimeograph machine?
Wait, let me smell it.
Listen, I want to look at the microfiche. Shut up.
I'm gonna shut up.
Yeah.
Anyway, little sidetrack here. So there's a full-blown investigation going on. They check these slides. Now, I was surprised. This was a Friday, And by Saturday, they had already had the DNA profile on this case. I mean, it was that quick how they were able to check these
Slides.
slippers.
Shower clogs.
Who calls them shower clogs?
My dad.
Jeez.
Crocs from another box.
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
You guys
God.
are ridiculous. So
So anyway,
they had also found the victim's cell phone in the area where this was where this took place. The DNA was linked to an individual named Cleotha. Is that how you would pronounce it?
that's how I would pronounce it.
Okay. Abston. And I just thought that was so quick because I mean, in back in my day, DNA took weeks. But
Have you not watched CSI?
apparently not. Yeah, it's
Dude, they can run
instant.
back to the place and have it within 10 minutes. I mean, come on.
Now we're actually lucky because, and everybody and a lot of my students and everybody's like, oh, just throw it in DNA. Well, DNA is not into the database unless the individual is convicted of a felony. Now, anybody who's arrested, their fingerprints are in the system.
It's actually not true.
No, they are arrested and they get fingerprinted. It's in the system.
But
So I am telling the truth.
no, the other one.
Okay.
The previous statement,
Right.
where he said the only reason your DNA is in the system is if you're charged with a felony.
Well, for the most part.
okay, because there's actually a case going on right now.
Okay.
Where a female was a victim in a sexual battery case.
Oh, I do remember hearing that. You're
And
right.
her DNA was entered into the system, so then she was identified as a suspect in a crime.
Why would her as a victim? I see.
That's
What's the?
I don't know exactly where.
So you start this and you don't have the answers. Wow, John.
No,
Thanks.
no, you
Thanks,
said
John.
no. You started
Thanks,
it. That's why it's going to court. She's suing. All statements. That's all I'm saying.
No, that's interesting because you would think that the victim's DNA wouldn't have been even collected.
I think that was to
Why would the
why, if she had DNA under her fingernails and stuff like that, we can eliminate her DNA or your
From what was okay. So then don't put it into CODIS.
Right.
That seems like a violation of where did that happen?
I believe it's actually Florida.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure. I just read a blurb about it.
Interesting.
This past
Oh,
week.
he saw it on the goggle.
The goggles. Yeah. The goggle
On the
box.
interwebs?
It must be true if it's on the interwebs and on goggle.
So before we they collect. Oh my God. Cleotha, and they contact him. They go to his house and they find the GMC terrain. They start talking to witnesses, and come to find out, the witnesses said, yeah, he was cleaning out his vehicle, vacuuming it, washing it, all that stuff. They did a cell tower search on his cell phone, and it was in that area where the kidnapping occurred. A friend of his, his brother, I think, said, yeah, he was washing out his clothes.
Okay.
Right?
Well,
Because his brother is now being charged as an accessory, I believe.
Right. Yeah, so,
good.
yeah, Mario said his brother was washing his clothes in the sink inside the home and acting very strangely. So, we're lucky. Well, we're not lucky. It is luck that this guy's DNA was in the system from another kidnapping that happened. What was that? 20 years ago?
Yeah, I think it was 20 years ago, maybe 21. But he was in jail. He was sentenced to 24 years, but he did get released for time served and good behavior.
Right.
Okay, but the problem is,
After how many years?
I think it was
20.
He did 20 years.
Yeah, so like even truth in sentencing, like we have in Florida, you have to spend 85%.
Right.
So he
That's
was
why I
still
was asking.
he was still pretty close to that.
But he had shown previously that he didn't deserve to live amongst
Right.
law-abiding citizens.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that kind of will lead into our next show
Right.
Where people have to face consequences and pay those. But there are people who are dangerous to the general public and should not be dispersed into that.
And they will always be dangerous.
Right.
There's no fixing a lot of these people.
Right.
There is just no fixing them. They will always remain dangerous. And unfortunately, Eliza Fletcher came across one of these individuals, and he kidnapped her, killed her. After they found him, they did some more searching, and they did find her body and her clothes behind an abandoned duplex in the area, and he has been charged with first-degree murder and kidnapping. Now, he's also being charged with another case,
Right.
that happened, and this is
Unrelated.
totally unrelated. And this is another tragedy, and I know Florida had this situation where I think it was a sexual battery, and the test kit hadn't been run at all until this goes on, and I don't know why we can't spend money on these violent victims and run these test kits.
Right.
Hire the people, do what it takes. We could spend $1 zillion on everything else.
IRS agents, 87,000.
87,000 IRS agents, but we can't give some money to crime labs to run rape kits and clear some of these cases.
Yeah.
I don't freaking get it. It
Well,
boggles the mind.
Well,
It
I
is.
mean, like I said, we're going to touch on it in the next episode. They're trying to not just defund the police, they're trying to defund and totally upend the entire criminal justice system.
Yep.
So why are we going to spend money on it
If we're going to try to
if
destroy
we're
it
trying
anyway.
to destroy it?
Yeah.
I mean, they're saying that there should be no jails. Some
Right.
of these,
Yeah, it's total wacko people.
Right.
So Cleotha is being charged with Eliza Fletcher's kidnapping and murder, and then another sexual battery that he should have been charged with. And if they had been able to do their job before, Eliza would still be teaching her kindergarten class.
Right.
Yeah,
You know,
it's a real
And
tragedy.
Memphis has apparently become.
Oh my
quite a-
God. It's a hotbed of crime. It is. I mean, the carjackings, everything in Memphis is just going off the rail. The wheels are definitely coming off.
It's not just Memphis, though.
No, I know, but
No, I know it's becoming a lot more than it used to be, but it's all over this damn country, and we're going to go into that the next show. But every night on the freaking news, I was noticing the other day, I was getting ready to get in the shower, and the news had just come on or whatever, and it was like, kidnapping here, 3 people shot here, 2 people murdered here. I'm like, God almighty, what is this country coming to, man? Where every single story, until the very end of the 2-hour freaking news, is some type of crime, either violent crime or, they've robbed from the old people or something. I mean,
People are not being held accountable.
No, they're not.
They're not. Oh, well, you know what? We'll just give them a chance. Well, they've been arrested 42 times. How many chances do they need to get? Put them away. They've lost, like John said, they've lost their right to live among society.
Yeah,
and the people who friggin' want to release them and not have consequences, their brain is broken. I don't understand it. The prosecutors, the legislatures who are eliminating cash bond and eliminating all consequences, their brain is 100% broken, because I don't get what the fuck you're
this
thinking.
Nikki Fried idiot, right on her freaking commercials, that when she was running for office, right on her commercials, I don't think we need to build more prisons. We need to work on, we need to work on this. Don't imprison, people for that. I'm like, what? She didn't want people going to prison for anything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell? Except for like murder. That was it. Period. It's just ridiculous.
We're going to continue.
I'm paraphrasing. That ain't what she said. But I mean, it was when I heard it. I turned around, looked at my wife, and I went, "Did you just freaking hear that?" It was unbelievable.
We are going to continue to hear about the Eliza Fletchers in this country until this shit just stops, because you are releasing evil among the populace, and evil doesn't care that you're a nice person. Evil doesn't care about shit about you.
Yeah.
Evil attacks, destroys, and will victimize anybody they can.
I agree.
And the shit needs to stop.
I totally agree.
To quote Wayne Ivey, you can never kill evil enough.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Love it.
Or paraphrase. I'm not sure if that was a short quote.
All right, guys. Thank you
Listen,
very much.
We'd like to thank our sponsors. We have several of them. They're all listed down below. All of their information and everything is down below. We would like to thank each and every one of those for tonight's show, because without them, this show wouldn't be available. We just wouldn't be able to do it. And if you notice, I don't have a computer sitting in front of me anymore. We now have a nice computer. Again, thanks to our sponsors. They have all showed up and helped us out. I'm just going to name them real quick. We have Kristen and Tom Clem Realtors through Exit Advantage Realty. We have Clem & Company Property Investments. And we have ARackAbove, portable overhead garage storage. This thing is amazing. It'll hold 2,000 pounds of your junk over and above. You can pull your cars under it and everything else. Please visit their websites down below. Their phone numbers are down below. Thank you, sponsors. We really very, very much appreciate everything you have done for the show. Again, that's all I got, guys.
Yeah.
right.
No. And always at Surviving the Badge.
We still got your 6. Salute.
Real